A lovely afternoon in the sun. I hope you guys are enjoying it. I'm Bruce Petrov with Home Maintenance Solution, here to talk to you about an outdoor maintenance tip today. A couple of maintenance tips. How many of you guys have pools? If you have a pool, tune into this. Hey, if you're listening too and you have a pool or you know somebody who has a pool, share this with them. It might help. It's going to spark some ideas for you guys. Pools are fun, especially in the summertime. I guess that's a given, right? But there's lots of stuff you have to do to take care of a pool, and if you get too overwhelmed, then you're gonna regret having the pool. So hopefully you guys are all tuned in right now. Like I said, if not, share this with folks that have pools. We're gonna talk about not only just kind of like pool decks and surrounding areas of the pool. We're also gonna look at like outdoor kitchens and like winterizing things for the outdoors, maybe even bringing some things like a refrigerator and a sink outdoors. So how would you do that? So we're going to talk a lot about that kind of stuff in this video. So I hope you enjoy it. Follow me for a little bit. Okay, so one of the things is a pool deck. So look down here at our pool deck here. This pool is called the exposed aggregate concrete. Okay, it's a great surface for traction. I shouldn't say nobody. People rarely fall on this because it's got a lot of grip. And it's real small aggregate, so it's not really hard on your feet either. So it's pretty good for that, but the problem is it gets really hot. This is a brown kind of creek gravel in here. So the brown, obviously, when the sun shines on it, absorbs a lot of heat. So it gets really hot. You cannot walk across here on a really hot day. Today it's not too bad out. If you're in St. Louis watching this, you know we've had a lot of beautiful days, and our highs are in the 80s this last week or so. But you know, like hot summer, 90-degree or 100-degree days, this thing is on fire. So one of the things to keep in mind. Now, one of the things we did, if you follow me over here, we're going to look at this area here, which is a little bit different material. This is all travertine. Now, travertine's an interesting product, and it's really good for this because it's porous, for one. So if you have wet feet and you put wet on there, in fact, I'm going to get a little bit of water. So watch this. It kind of just soaks right in. So it still gives you grip because this is a porous material. So if your foot's on there, you actually have a little bit of grip. Now, if you get like a big puddle to where this absorbs the water, then you put more water on top of it, it can still be slick like anything, but the first initial water that's coming off your feet gives you a little bit of grip, so that's nice. Another thing about travertine is it doesn't get extremely hot, so you can actually walk on this on hot days, so it's a good product. Now this is tile here over concrete, worked really well. These are what you call stair coping, or pool coping, I'm sorry, which made to go around the pool. C-O-P-I-N-G, coping is what I'm saying there. Or you can use these for stair treads like we've done. So they're about 12 inches wide, 24 inches long, and they've got this nice bullnose on them. So this actually worked really well. So that's a little tip I'll share with you too. Now come on around here. Let's look at some more stuff. So, are any of you guys thinking about doing like an outdoor kitchen? Maybe you have an outdoor kitchen. Maybe you moved into a house that has an outdoor kitchen. Any of those things, if they apply to you, or if you know people, share this because we want to try to get to as many as we can. Outdoor kitchens are fun. Eating dinner outside on pleasant days like we've had this last week in St. Louis are just phenomenal, especially poolside. So let's talk about a few of those things. One is refrigerator. Can I bring a refrigerator outside and will it be okay? Yeah, you can. In fact, a lot of you guys have refrigerators in your garages, and you leave your garage doors open and they freeze, and they do pretty well, don't they? So that's a little test right there. Now the thing that we need to talk about though is that most of you don't have a water line hooked up to your refrigerator in your garage. So if you want to do like the water, or if you want to have an ice maker in here, you're going to have to deal with that issue. So what you need to do is have a place where you can disconnect that water line somewhere and blow air through it. And it works pretty well. It's not very hard to do. You just have like somebody hold this button down and you hook an air compressor up to that line and just blow all the water out. Once it's got air in it, you're good to go. So that works. So that's a way you can do a refrigerator. Other things are like sinks and cabinets. Now, when you do outdoor plumbing, like a sink like this one here, you have to think about water always draining to the lowest point. Okay, so when you're plumbing a house indoors, lots of times plumbing will go up in the wall, go over, might go down again, over again, but you can't do that if you're plumbing outdoor fixtures. You have to have everything flow down to a low point to where you can undo that and drain that. So come over here a minute, I'll show you what we've got here. If you look underneath here, you can see I've got these valves underneath here that drain the water out of here. So whenever we shut down in the winter, we can drain all that stuff out. So that works really well in that case. But you have to think about water flowing to the lowest point. Also show you in here we've got, so if you have a bathroom, you have to have the same situation. So here you've got water, but look down here, we've got valves that drain down to a low point. Over here, come over here, we've got a toilet again. You can see where the water comes in for the toilet, but I've got this drain valve down here that drains it out to the lowest point. So you're getting the idea. This isn't like a full explanation video on how to do that, but I wanted to give you guys a little introduction to that. Let's talk about a couple of other things here, like cabinets. What's a good idea for cabinets? There's a couple of products that are really good for cabinets. If you take an indoor cabinet and put it outside, you'll probably be disappointed in about 2 years. Most cabinets that you put inside have particle board sides. Even the higher quality ones might have plywood sides, which is fine, but they aren't made to not absorb water. They're porous. They're made for an indoor environment. In fact, many of you may have had like a water break under your cabinet in your sink and had to replace all your cabinets because they absorbed water. So you don't want that in an outdoor kitchen. So there's a few products you can use. One of the good ones is a product called MDO. It's a plywood type product, but it was originally made to I don't know if it was made for this. I should back up a little bit. I don't know what they made it for, but they used it a lot for highway signs a number of years ago. And they still do a lot of temporary highway signs. A lot of the ones that are big on the interstates are made out of metal now. But some years ago they made them out of these MDO products. So it's a plywood, it's a layered product that has alternating veneer layers, but it's a waterproof product. It doesn't absorb moisture. The glue that they use is waterproof, and it sort of makes the plywood non-porous. So that's a great product to use. So if you want to take a look at this particular kitchen here, you've got these clips on here that help keep the doors closed. So you want to keep those protected from varmints coming in and trying to pull those like a raccoon or a possum or something like that. You don't want them to be able to open the doors and dig through there. So these clips are a good idea. Another thing is this is made out of the MDO here, so this is all resistant. This whole box is made out of MDO. These are all sealed in here. Another thing you want to do is make sure that your gaps around an appliance don't let you have entrance up into here for bugs or other types of varmints that might get in there. So these cabinet sides are made to fill in all the way up to the counter, and that's sealed in there before this dishwasher was installed, before the refrigerator was installed. Everything is sealed just a little bit better. So using that waterproof MDO type plywood, having a lip that these doors can seal against, you can see all the way around. This has got this lip all the way around here. This door will seal right into that lip, and it keeps it well sealed off. There's not gaps in here where you can see things through. That's the second one. Probably the third one would be, I'm talking about tips here. Sorry, I'm getting ahead of myself. Those are a couple of tips. Another tip would be what we talked about here about sealing these cavities before you put appliances in there to make sure that you don't have small entrance points for things. So just a few items there to think about. I would be also curious, do you guys have any tips for me about what you do in your outdoor kitchen, or do you have any questions about building an outdoor kitchen and how would you do this or that? Throw them out there. I'd love to try to answer those another time or find out the answer to that question. I appreciate all you guys following us. Please like the video and share it so that others can find it and really be benefited by some of the information that we're sharing. We appreciate you all. Hope you have a great day and enjoy this beautiful weather.